The Senate will come to order. Ask everyone present to please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the absence of clergy, let us bow our heads in a moment of silent reflection or prayer. Reading of the Journal.
In Senate, Monday, March 11, 2024, the Senate met pursuant to adjournment. The Journal of Sunday, March 10, 2024, was read and approved. On motion, the Senate adjourned.
Without objection, the Journal stands approved as read. Presentation of positions. Messages from the Assembly. Messages from the Governor. Reports of standing committees. Reports of select committees. Communications and reports from state offices. Motions and resolutions. Senator Gianaris.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I want to start today's session with a special recognition. Today happens to be Darryl Strawberry's birthday, as you informed me. Had a heart issue today, but is fine. So I want to just acknowledge that as a true Mets fan. But it was also coincidentally 2 years later to the day was born Senator Andy Lanza, celebrating his 60th today. So let's celebrate Senator's birthday.
To somebody who's not a guest, please rise and be recognized.
Mr. President, motions and resolutions. Amendments offered to the following third reading calendar bills by Senator Hinchey, calendar 262, by Senator Sanders, calendar 404, and by Senator Sanders, calendar 589.
The amendments in those bills are received and they will retain their place in the third reading calendar. Senator Gianaris.
Let's take up previously adopted resolution 1619 by Senator Thomas. Read its title and recognize Senator Thomas.
The Secretary will read.
Resolution 1619 by Senator Thomas, observing and celebrating March 10th through April 9th, 2024 as Ramadan, the month of fasting for the Muslim community in the state of New York.
Senator Thomas on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President, and Ramadan Kareem to everyone here in the Senate chamber. It is with great pride and honor that I stand here to introduce a resolution commemorating Ramadan, the holy month of fasting for the Muslim community here in the state of New York and around the world. At the start of Ramadan, it is important that we recognize and honor the significance of this time in their faith. Ramadan stands as a pillar of devotion, resilience, and community for millions of Muslims worldwide. It is a time marked by fasting from dawn until sunset, prayer, reflection, and acts of charity. Through the abstention from food and drink during daylight hours, Muslims strengthen their connection to God, cultivate empathy for those less fortunate, and renew their commitment to growth. Families and communities come together each evening to break their fast, sharing in the joy of communal meals and reinforcing bonds of kinship and friendship. In commemorating Ramadan, we also acknowledge the invaluable contributions of Muslim Americans to our great state and nation. From medicine to education, from arts to entrepreneurship, Muslim Americans have made so many marks on every facet of our society. Their unwavering commitment to faith, service, and community exemplifies the best of what it means to be American. Yet, even as we celebrate the diversity and richness of our nation, we must also recognize the challenges faced by Muslim communities, both at home and abroad. Discrimination, bigotry, and Islamophobia continue to cast a shadow over the lives of many. It is incumbent upon us to stand in solidarity with our Muslim constituents, to confront prejudice wherever it may arise, and to reaffirm our commitment to building a more inclusive society for all. So this Ramadan, let us honor the resilience and strength of Muslim communities, both here and around the world, and let us make sure we pursue justice, equality, and peace for all people, regardless of faith, race, or background. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Thomas. Senator Chu on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me to speak and show my support for this resolution. First, I want to thank Senator Thomas for bringing this to the floor to commemorate the Holy Eid month in the Islamic calendar. Muslims in southern Brooklyn, throughout the state, and around the world are fasting from sunrise to sunset for 30 full days. Ramadan is the time to reflect on what you have and take action to uplift the ones who are struggling for hunger, justice, and humanity. I'm proud to represent the diverse Muslim communities from Kensington, Bay Ridge, Bensonhurst, Bath Beach, and beyond. These vibrant communities come from many different countries and speak many varying languages and dialects. It really shows the beautiful diversity that makes New York City so special. Bay Ridge is home to the largest Middle Eastern Muslim community in New York City. Many in the Muslim community have dedicated much of this month to giving back through food drives and community events. I have great partners on the ground, passionate community organizations and groups. Usually, this is a time of joy for the Muslim community like the ones I represent. However, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the pain that many of my constituents and others are suffering. Day after day, the devastation we see on the news, it hurts us at our core. I stand here and speak not just as a legislator, but also as a mom and human that can see members of her community in pain. We're all connected in our shared humanity, regardless of religion or political leaning. When we are in conflict with one another, facing violence and destruction, it impacts us all. Our hearts ache together, and it is in this shared suffering that we find our common ground. There are so many things we Americans take for granted here: our safety, our freedom, our democracy, our rights, and so many privileges we have. In the spirit of Ramadan, let us appreciate all that we have and work together for a better world. Lastly, I want to take this moment to wish all those observing a peaceful, safe, and healthy Ramadan. May your fast, good deeds, and prayers be accepted. To my brothers and sisters, Ramadan Kareem. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Rhodes on the resolution.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you to my good friend Senator Thomas for sponsoring the resolution today. You know, I think it's so critically important that that we recognize the importance of faith. It's something that we do have the opportunity to speak about in this chamber. It's something that we try and recognize every day when we open every session with a prayer. The world will divide us in a million different ways if we give it the opportunity to do that. And while there are many things I think we don't do very well in this chamber, there are many things that we do right. And one of the things that we do right is the opportunity to stand up and celebrate the many different faiths that make up the state of New York and the importance of that faith. By recognizing some of the commonalities that we have between us, it helps lessen the focus on those who would want to divide us. And that's why today's resolution is so incredibly important. Today's resolution, we get to celebrate the Muslim holiday and fasting of Ramadan. Incredibly important, because if you look at the principles of Ramadan, they're principles that we share in so many different religions. The notion of self-discipline and the focus on spirituality. The emphasis of empathizing with those who are less fortunate, those who are in need, as fasting represents. Community service, going out there and giving of the gifts that we've received to try and make our corner of the world a little bit better by sharing with those who are less fortunate. Purifying the soul and asking for forgiveness for our sins. And strengthening family and community ties that bind us together. Those are the important messages of Ramadan. And whether you happen to be Muslim or not, those are the important messages that we can all share in. So I want to thank Senator Thomas for today's resolution. I want to wish our Muslim friends a very easy and meaningful fast and a Ramadan Mubarak to all of them. So thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me that opportunity.
Senator Fernandez on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too want to thank the sponsor for bringing this resolution and allowing us to celebrate with our communities, our diverse communities, in the beginning of this holy month of Ramadan. This is the time that, as we mentioned, our neighbors fast, they reflect, we pray, and we work towards a better and brighter future. And I want to say Ramadan Mubarak to my beautiful district in the 34th. I too have a flourishing Muslim community, and celebrating, acknowledging their holiday, our holiday, is something that we need to do as leaders, as legislators, and to look at legislation to make sure that certain holidays are recognized on our public calendar, such as Eid. But today, Ramadan Mubarak, may your fast be peaceful and prosperous, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Senator Liu on the resolution.
Mr. President, Ramadan Mubarak to you and all of our fellow New Yorkers.
Thank you, Senator Liu. Senator Clear on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today in recognition of Ramadan and the principles it represents. I proudly represent the village of Harlem and have many Muslims now in Harlem, and historically, from Malcolm X to Muhammad Ali, Muslims have made a great impact and great contributions to our country and to the world. So today, I just say Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, and to all my Muslim brothers and sisters here and abroad, I wish peace and blessings and a peaceful Ramadan to all who are fasting. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Clear. Ramadan Mubarak indeed. The resolution was adopted on January 17th. Senator Gianaris.
Mr. President, I know Senator Thomas wants to open that resolution for co-sponsorship.
The resolution is open for co-sponsorship. Should you choose not to be a co-sponsor, please notify the desk.
I now move to adopt the resolution calendar.
All those in favor of adopting the resolution calendar, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution calendar is adopted. Senator Gianaris.
Let's now take up the reading of the calendar.
Secretary will read.
Calendar number 323, Senate Print 623 by Senator Kavanaugh, an act authorizing and directing the Committee on Open Government to study proactive disclosures as a means of increasing transparency.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 42, Senate Print 3108A by Senator Mannion, an act to amend the mental hygiene law.
Lay it aside.
Calendar number 43, Senate Print 3221A by Senator Claire, an act to amend the public health law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins, White.
Senator Clear to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. According to the U.S. National Institutes of Health, 20 to 25% women of reproductive age have fibroids. However, by the age of 50, up to 80% of black women have fibroids. Despite the prevalence of uterine fibroids within the population, there's still a great need for research, understanding, and awareness, particularly with respect to disproportionate impacts on black women and other women of color. This bill before us requires the Department of Health to take a closer look at fibroids through the creation of an official study program that can leverage both public and private research and resources. In addition, a dedicated fund is created to finance and support the activities of the statewide fibroid study program. This bill will make women safer and more healthy. And for these reasons, I vote aye and encourage others to do the same. Thank you.
Senator Clear to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bill's passed.
Calendar number 49, Senate Print 6701 by Senator Fernandez, an act to amend the mental hygiene law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the 180th day and shall become a law.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris Kruger, Ort, Stewart Cousins, White.
Senator Fernandez to explain her vote.
Thank you. As New York embraces the growth of our gaming market, including the development of new casinos and use of mobile sports betting apps, we must also address the problem gambling as a growing challenge among our communities, particularly among young people. Recent studies by the Office of Addiction Services and Support show that approximately 5% of adults have exhibited behaviors consistent with problem gambling in the past year alone. The impact of our younger population is even more shocking. 10% of students from 7th to 12th grade have shown signs of problem gambling. This is an extremely troubling development for the well-being of our younger population and the growth and development. Expanding New York's gaming market is a double-edged sword. While it brings economic growth to communities around the state, it also poses significant risk if not managed with care and responsibility. We need to ensure that the excitement of wagering on a sports event or at a card table does not spiral into a devastating addiction. The need to promote awareness of and access to problem gambling services has never been more timely. Just as we approach individuals with substance use disorders with a continuum of services, including treatment, harm reduction, and recovery, we need to adopt a similar approach toward problem gambling. The creation of a Problem Gambling Advisory Council is a necessity for New York State. It will identify the issues affecting New Yorkers with problem gambling disorders and will recommend ways to make prevention and treatment services more accessible for communities around the state. It will also help to enforce strict oversight of funds deposited into the Commercial Gambling Revenue Fund, which collects $500 for every slot machine or gaming table approved by the Gaming Commission. These funds will be used effectively to fund problem gambling services. The creation of a Problem Gambling Advisory Council is a commitment to the well-being of New Yorkers struggling with gambling disorders from every age demographic and every region of state, and for these reasons, I proudly vote aye.
Senator Fernandez to be recorded in the affirmative. Senator Adabo to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to rise to thank my colleague, Senator Fernandez, on this bill. March is Problem Gaming Awareness Month, so this bill is very timely. And we cannot think about expanding gaming within our state without realizing we need to do so in a very safe and methodical way, always thinking of problem gaming and addiction at the forefront of what we do. So again, I want to thank Senator Fernandez because as she mentioned, roughly 600,000 New Yorkers every year deal and have this problem gaming issue in their lives, affecting them and their family and their loved ones around them. So again, I want to thank Senator Fernandez on the Problem Gaming Advisory Council, and I will be voting aye, Mr. President. Thank you.
Senator Adabo to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 490, Senate Print 7641 by Senator Mannion, an act to amend the Canal Law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Sewell, Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bills passed.
Calendar number 505, Senate Print 179A by Senator Jackson, an act to amend the Civil Service Law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Sewell, Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bills passed.
Calendar number 519, Senate Print 8409A by Senator Mayer, an act to amend the Education Law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect July 1st, 2025.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Sewell, Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bills passed.
Calendar number 527, Senate Print 1027B by Senator Gurnardez, an act to amend the Workers' Compensation Law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Sewell, Cousins, White.
Senator Borrello to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. We voted on this bill previously, and it passed unanimously. However, this particular version changes this very fundamentally by adding a private right of action. That, to me, is a game changer in this piece of legislation. While I believe employees should have the right to address this, it's really difficult now to add this because it's going to add costs. It's going to add costs for doing business in New York, which is already a very costly place to do business. But I also want to point out that this rule does not apply to public employees. We do that a lot in this chamber. We say, here's what you should do if you're an employer. This is how you should treat your employees. But we always exempt government from that, which I think is problematic, and we're doing that again here. This bill will not apply to public employees, but it will provide a private right of action to private sector employees. So for that reason, I'll be voting no. Thank you.
Senator Borrello to be recorded in the negative. Announce the results.
In relation to calendar 527, those senators voted in the negative are Senators Borrello, Gallivan, Griffo, Helming, Lanza, O'Mara, Ort, Steck, Tedisco, and White. Ayes 48, nays 10.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 534, Senate Print 1729 by Senator Sanders, an act to amend the Environmental Conservation Law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Gianaris, Kruger, Ort, Sewell, Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
In relation to calendar 534, those senators voted in the negative are Senators Ashby, Borrello, Gallivan, Griffo, Lanza, Oberacker, O'Mara, Ort, Steck, Tedisco, and Weber. Ayes 47, nays 11.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 572, Senate Print 2684 by Senator Breslin, an act to amend the insurance law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Giannaris Kruger, Ort, Sewell Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bill's passed. Senator Janaris, that completes the reading of today's calendar.
Can we now move to the controversial calendar, please?
Secretary will ring the bell. Secretary will read.
Calendar number 42, Senate Print 3108A by Senator Mannion, an act to amend the mental hygiene law.
Happy birthday, Senator Lanza, again, and why do you rise?
Thank you, Mr. President. I believe there's an amendment at the desk. I waive the reading of that amendment and ask that you recognize Senator Helming.
Thank you, Senator Lanza. Upon review of this amendment in accordance with Rule 6, Section 4B, I rule it non-germane and out of order at this time.
Even on my birthday, Mr. President?
A compelling argument to be made, Senator Lanza, but even out of order at this time.
Thank you, Mr. President. Accordingly, I appeal the ruling of the chair and ask that Senator Helming be heard on the appeal.
Yes, Senator Lanza? Senator Helming, you may be heard.
President, I rise to appeal the ruling of the chair. The proposed amendment is clearly germane, as both the amendment I am proposing and the bill before us pertain to improving the quality of life for individuals with disabilities. The bill before the chamber would expand the duties of Independent Developmental Disability Ombudsman Program to help individuals with developmental disabilities access critical services. I support this proposal and others which aim to improve the quality of life for individuals with disabilities living in our communities. However, in addition to helping individuals with disabilities navigate New York's complex bureaucracy and access to services they so desperately need, we must also ensure they are protected from abuse and neglect. Studies by the United States Department of Justice have shown that individuals with disabilities are 2.5 times more likely to experience violent victimization. And it's been found that individuals with intellectual disabilities are 7 times more likely to be sexually assaulted than individuals without disabilities. This is truly unacceptable. The amendment I have presented would help protect individuals with disabilities by creating new criminal offenses for crimes committed against individuals with disabilities, including developmental disabilities and the elderly. This amendment would create the offenses of abandonment of an earlier disabled person, as well as endangering the welfare of an elderly or disabled person. Passing this amendment will ensure that individuals who neglect, abuse, or take advantage of seniors and individuals with disabilities are held accountable for these heinous acts. Mr. President, we should be taking every possible step to ensure that individuals with disabilities have access to services and are protected from harm. That is why I support the bill at hand and also ask my colleagues to support the amendment that is before us today. For these reasons, Mr. President, I strongly urge you to reconsider your ruling.
Thank you, Senator Helming. I want to remind the House that the vote is on the procedures of the House and the ruling of the chair. Those in favor of overruling the chair signify by saying aye. Aye. Show of hands has been requested and so ordered. Announce the results.
Ayes 20.
The ruling of the chair stands and the bill in chief is before the House. Senator Janaris.
Mr. President, we've agreed to return this bill to the non-controversial calendar.
The bill will be restored to the non-controversial calendar. Read the last section.
Section 2, this act shall take effect on the 180th day and shall become a law.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Giannaris Kruger, Ort, Sewell Cousins, White.
Announce the results.
Ayes 58.
The bill is passed. Senator Janaris, that completes the reading of today's calendar.
Is there any further business at the desk?
There is no further business at the desk.
I move to adjourn until tomorrow, Wednesday, March 13th at 3 p.m.
On motion, the Senate stands adjourned until Wednesday, March 13th at 3 p.m.